Yo, what up, my cheese army? How you doing? This is Cheese Monster bringing you back for the momentum of cinematic history. We got Batman v Superman. Let's get on with this review. My overall thoughts, just spinning it off. This is a great movie. It was not really good, but it was a great movie. Just, it was amazing. Man, my thoughts. It was great. It was a great experience. I'm glad that I got to see this movie, and I'm glad that maybe my hopes were been so down low when I saw the Rotten Tomatoes meeting. Like, look at this, a 30%. I feel like maybe it's a bit higher, but 30%. Really? I mean, is it that bad? It's not that bad. In fact, I would give it like a 60 or 50%. I mean, like a 60%. Really, that's how good the movie really is. It was good. But really, at 30%, that was kind of saddening. I felt really sad. I was like, wow, good luck. But really, it's not the critics that matter. It's really us, right? I mean, we're watching the movie. We're paying to see this movie. We're giving them money. But Batman v Superman was a good experience. It was an amazing experience. First of all, let me talk about the visuals. The visuals is what you're here for, because Zack Snyder is the visual director. He directs a lot of visual stuff, and his action scenes and how he portrayed them, how he portrayed Doomsday, how he portrayed Batman, how he portrayed Superman. All these action set pieces, which were all CGI, were done really well. It was like amazing, immaculate. I was really in awe when I saw this movie. It was the best visual I ever seen in a movie. It definitely got me into this experience. I was like, yeah, I got goosebumps when Doomsday showed up. I got goosebumps when Batman showed up, beating all those men. I got a lot of goosebumps just watching, oh my god, Batman v Superman's gonna come and destroy. And the battle between Batman v Superman was amazing. It was just, you see Batman, he's such a villain. I'm like, I love you, but I hate you so much right now. And Superman's just all disembowelment. He's just destroyed. It was amazing. I was glad I saw this movie. Then we get to the plots of it, and that's where the movie just goes a bit down. I feel like they explained how Bruce Wayne and Batman and how that goes, and they did it really well. Ben Affleck, the guy was amazing. The guy played the character right. He did himself justice. Just the only difference is he did do one thing, and you'll see that in the movie, but really he didn't do one thing. And I feel like if he had done that, then maybe he would have just brought the whole levity of the movie. I thought that he would have brought Batman to justice. Really, he did the character amazing. Superman, Henry Cavill, was amazing. He did a really good job. He was a better than Man of Steel, but I feel like if he just pushed it a little bit more, he would have been awesome. He would have been great. He would have been this Batman, the Superman character. Then we get to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is amazing as well. It's just, wow, what a character. Everyone was like bitching about this character online and on the internet. They were just like, this kind of girl can't be skinny, she's just not there, she's an actress, she's not even an actress, she's just a model, she can't play, we don't want Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. And then we see her and we're like, yeah, she was really good in the movie. She was really good. She played Wonder Woman well, and she played Thing. And they didn't explain what she did, her superpowers, and all that. I feel like they will, but I was kind of like, yeah, that's what she does, and that's what she did. That's really cool, and I was glad I got that. But then other people in the theater are like, yeah, why does she have a whip? That's kind of. Kind of sad. I mean, you're in 2015. Why would anyone have a whip? But like, it is this like amazing that I got the references. Just if you watch this Wonder Woman movie that comes out, then yeah, you can enjoy it. But I really like how they did Wonder Woman. Lex Luthor, on the other hand, I was glad he was okay. He was fine. He wasn't the best character, and he wasn't Superman fine. He was just fine. He was okay in the role he played and how he did it. It wasn't like, it kind of was funny when he was trying to be serious sometimes, and I kind of knew the tone they were going to Lex Luthor. He was just trying to be like this crazy-ish kind of guy who wants Superman dead or like destroyed, and you kind of see that because that's his motivation. That's what he wants. You don't get his origin, and his origin does travel from time to time, but you don't see it in this movie as much. You know, kind of, but I'm kind of confused on how he does it. But yeah, you see how he really reacts to Superman. He kind of hates him, and then of course you see a lot of Lex Luthor. But I feel like when he's acting a bit crazy, he does the whole like the twitchy eye thing like that. I mean, even you are probably laughing at me doing that. That's how weird it is. It was. I was thinking about it. I was like, I was laughing throughout the movie when he was doing that. I wasn't really like, okay, like I wasn't jokerized. I wasn't like, you scare. I love you, but you scare me a bit. No, I was like, I hate you, but you're kind of funny. Like, yeah, and my brother and I were like laughing like crazy because he wasn't menacing. He was just a guy who was just twitching. And when at the end of the scene, when he was just at the end, the very end, wasn't really convinced of Lex Luthor. I was even more laughing. I was like, you'll get the scene while I'm laughing, but it's kind of like weirdish, and they just carry out his voice throughout the whole movie. It was just like, just take him out of the movie. I mean, maybe cast another character. We won't care if Jesse Eisenberg is gone. He's a great actor, but just for that character, not really. We have other characters that could play him. After the characters out of the way, we get plot, and it was good at times. They had some plot where it was like, yes, yes, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Oh, you did that. And then you had that. It was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh, you have that. Like, why? And then you're like that. Okay, cool. That was good. I mean, yeah. And it was like, it's like a balance of good and balance of bad. You have like bad storytelling, and you're like, why is that even there? And the good story says, like, yes, you have to ask those questions. I mean, they have one segment in the movie where they're like, okay, so, should we have a Superman? And I was like, that's a really good question. I'm stumbling over it as myself. I'm thinking about it. I was like, and of course, it was amazing how they did that. It was a great scene. Some of the story elements do show they were amazing. The Batman storyline, like I'm not going to spoil everything, but just the overall arc was amazing. It felt like a Batman movie to me, but like, it was just like a mini Batman movie just stuck in there. It's like a summary, just like, yep, that's what happened to Bruce Wayne, that's what happened to Batman. There you go. And I was like, you know what? That was cool. I felt like Ben Affleck probably directed that, and it was amazing. It was just like, yes, that's how you do it, and the visuals were amazing. The issue with me is like man, continuing off the storyline, beating, and I was kind of be actually good at this movie, and they didn't. They did that, but they're in between. And listen, Lex Luthor would have been fine and amazing if they just made his character more developed and how the storyline in between pieces together to make Lex Luthor just be that bitch who just like you want to hate him, but in this movie I hate him because he's there. I'm not supposed to hate him because he's there. I'm supposed to hate him because he's like screwing everything up. I mean, he's literally like screwing Superman up, but that's his job. But it's like his life is already miserable. You don't have to really screw it up, like that kind of thing. And listen, that's no problem. The plot pieces are conjoined, but not in the smoothest way possible. There's a Justice League setup, and listen, and you're totally gonna see this, and it was obvious, but it was obviously put there. It wasn't like, yo, Justice League. It should have been like, yo, they're gonna set up Justice League, so watch this. It was kind of like that. I kind of liked how they did that. It wasn't like really bad. Like it was just like, yep, 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 Yeah, and it was cool how they did that. And people are bitching about how they did that, but really, I kind of feel like it's a bit clever. And of course, people are gonna be like, what? But really, it is a bit clever. I feel like they could have totally did that in a way that they could. Like, there's no other way. Maybe if they had an end credit sequence, it would have been good. But really, I like how they did that. It was amazing. Really, this movie is great. This movie doesn't have anything bad about it. And honestly, people who are screwing over and critics who are screwing over really are either disappointed because they hyped it too much, or they're really looking at all the superhero movies in total, and really Marvel has the upper hand while DC's like just down there. And really, you have Marvel who's like, yeah, I bet you DC made the best movie ever. People like with clear praise, but then Marvel's like, yeah, we have better movies. Really, they're just gonna keep on fighting for the rest of their lives, and really don't take that hype level. Just watch this movie as a movie or a superhero movie. You would be fine. You don't need the hype level, and if you are hyped, you may be disappointed. And listen, I'm not saying that don't get hyped for this movie. Listen, I'm hyped for Civil War, and I know it's gonna be great. Listen, but the thing is that this movie is going to be a great movie. I feel that this movie could have been better. There's this potential they could have reached that would have made the movie just awesome. I would not be bitching about it right now. Really, there's just tiny elements that I can't really spoil. Some elements that in the movie where I'm like, really. But see, the thing is that everyone's questioning if this movie's gonna make money or not, and they're like, so who's gonna win? Listen, Avengers: Age of Ultron was a great movie. It was amazing, and then Jurassic World was good too. But all the critics, and I mean all my reviews that I was watching, they were like, yeah, it's a good movie, but did it do better? Yeah, it did really good, and that's my point here. The movie isn't bad, and don't look at Rotten Tomatoes, don't look at a bunch of YouTubers and just go at it. Take them with a grain of salt. They're telling you this because some elements don't work, but they still like the movie, and I see that. They're like, yeah, I like the movie, it just wasn't my reach. And because they took the hype level too much, really, like, if you weren't hyped for this movie, you'd definitely enjoy this, but if you're really hyped, then you might not. And listen, watch the movie. I loved Batman v Superman, and I was hyped too, and I'm realizing that why people were thinking. I do have to process it more. Maybe I'll give a better grade after, but really, it's been a day now. I'm wondering, and I'm, going through my head like, yeah, Batman v Superman's good. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a great movie. Just don't overreach, and it would be fine. That's what DC's all about. They're not overreaching, and if they just overreach, and Justice League's coming up, if they overreach to that limit, they might make a great movie, and even better one than all the movies. And listen, they made 2 movies so far. Don't judge them. They have other directors. It's not just Zack Snyder directing everything. There are other directors. Ben Affleck's directing a movie. They got the dot. There's a woman directing a woman-driven movie, in fact, which I really like to see, because and then we have Suicide Squad. There are other movies coming out. So listen, look at Suicide Squad. It looks amazing. So I wouldn't be like, yeah, Zack Snyder should be fired. I feel like maybe Zack Snyder should be like going into other films and really, like, he's almost being the Michael Bay of DC, man. He should just focus on story. And listen, my final verdict is that this movie is going to get a 3.8 out of 5 for me. This movie is amazing, and the reason that I don't give it a 4 or like, an upper level on this, really, it was just that the movie was great, but not the best. And if it was the best, I would have given it a lot, just for the reasons said before. So definitely watch this movie, guys. I recommend this movie wholeheartedly. If you're a DC fan, watch it. If you're a superhero fan, watch it. And if you're a Marvel hater, watch it. So you can pretty much tell your friends that this movie is exactly why you don't want to watch DC films. Giving them money, so. Anyway, I'm a DC fan. I love this movie, so I'm definitely going to watch the shit out of this. If I could, I'd watch it again, but I really can't. Anyway, guys, this is my review for Batman v Superman. Anyway, guys, take some cheese, slice it up, because I'm out.